यावानर्थ उदपाने सर्वतः संप्लुतोदके तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु ब्राह्मणस्य विजानतः. Second chapter 46. यावानर्थ उदपाने सर्वतः संप्लुतोदके तावान् सर्वेषु वेदेषु brahmanasya vijanataha. Now Prabhupada, how he interprets this is, all purposes that are served by a small pond can at once be served by the great reservoirs of water. Similarly, all the purpose of the Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them. The rituals and sacrifices mentioned in the Karma Kanda of the Vedic literature are to encourage gradual development of self-realization, and the purpose of self-realization is clearly stated in the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of studying the Vedas is to know, to understand Lord Krishna, the primeval cause of everything. So self-realization means understanding Krishna and one's eternal relationship with him. The relationship of the living entities with Krishna is also mentioned in the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. The living entities are parts and parcels of Krishna. Therefore, revival of Krishna consciousness by the individual living entity is the highest perfectional stage of Vedic knowledge. This is confirmed even in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, the same idea is presented in the Srimad Bhagavatam also. So, intelligence lies in understanding the purpose of the Vedic literature, which is to understand Krishna without being attached to the rituals only. And the purpose of these rituals is to be elevated to heavenly regions for a better quality of sense gratification. So, without being attached to these rituals, if the purpose of the Vedas is understood, then the highest purpose of Vedas is served, which is to know Krishna. So, in this age of Kali, the population, most of them are foolish and do not have the capacity, intellectual capacity to understand Vedanta. So, the best purpose of Vedanta philosophy is served by simply chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, the Mahamantra. Same thing was articulated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So, in this age, it's difficult and impossible nearly to study all the Vedas and understand. So, the best and smartest, easiest way to attain self-realization is chanting the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That is the ultimate purpose of all Vedic mysticism. Madhvacharya's commentary is interesting. For this shloka, Madhvacharya says, the rewards available to those who act with spiritual intelligence are not accessible to those who are seekers of fruitive desires. But even still, there is some similarity. Lord Krishna states in this verse that all the purposes which can be served by a well of water are served easily by a large reservoir of water as well. So similarly, whatever rewards are given in the Vedic scriptures are easily available to one established in spiritual intelligence of Brahman or the ultimate truth. Because in such a state of consciousness, all benefits are inclusive. Therefore, one who knows the science of Brahman is known as Brahmana. Brahmana is one who knows the science of Brahman. The word Vijanataha, meaning one who is complete in knowledge, receives the reward of knowing the ultimate truth. Madhvacharya continues, he says, being the source of all creation without the assistance of anything else, complete in all attributes, the Supreme Lord Krishna is known as the reservoir or shelter of all. Reservoir can also mean a body of water, and at the same time, at the time of universal dissolution, the Supreme Lord assumes the very nature of water on all sides, enveloping all. Whatever benefit is there by the Supreme Lord being pleased with an aspirant, the same benefit is available to one who is knowledgeable of the Vedic scriptures. Yet all the meanings of the Vedic scriptures have been understood by one who has realized devotion to the Supreme Lord Krishna. By such enlightened understanding, the Supreme Lord, who is the ultimate dispenser of all rewards, becomes pleased. During the course of universal dissolution, whatever rewards are ordained by the Supreme Lord Krishna, who is full of all attributes, independent from any support and transcendental to time, the same fruits are available for one who has knowledge of the conferential meanings in the Vedic scriptures. At the time of universal dissolution, nothing else exists in the material world except the Supreme Lord. Those who, by dint of their spiritual intelligence, who have become self-realized and have discovered their soul, will not be without shelter, being under the complete protection of the Supreme Lord. These delivered souls will not be subject to the vagaries of time, but insulated by the transcendental energy of Krishna, and will be delivered to the spiritual worlds. Without the essential assistance of his primal breath, which is indispensable and is originating from his inherent impulse, that alone existed when nothing else other than him existed. Darkness was enveloped by darkness, and in the beginning all was enveloped by water on all sides, enveloping all. In the beginning of creation, water alone existed itself solely as an impulse. And within this impulse generated by Lord Krishna, the Supreme Lord reclined in all his undivided oneness as revealed in the Vedic scriptures. So take shelter in Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, and then all the benefits of doing all the Vedic rituals are also then available to this person who is a devotee of Krishna. In short, all that is prescribed in the Vedas need not be followed by everyone. But one must definitely live according to the Vedic injunctions, should not contravene them. The shortest path to self-realization is therefore Krishna Bhakti. So the same benefits accrue. And that is the deeper meaning of this shloka. Swami Mukundananda gives a very interesting and very simple explanation here for the same shloka. Yavan arthaudapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu brahmanasya vijanatah. Whatever purpose is served by a small well of water is naturally served in all respects by a large lake. Similarly, one who realizes the absolute truth also fulfills the purpose of all the Vedas. The Vedas contain more than 1 lakh mantras, describing varieties of rituals, practices, prayers, ceremonies, and gems of nuggets of wisdom. All these are given with only one aim: to help us unite with Krishna, to help us unite the Jivatma with the Paramatma, with Sri Krishna. So Bhagavatam also says the same thing. The goal of all Vedic mantras in the Bhagavatam 1.2.28 and 29, Vasudeva para Veda, Vasudeva para Makha, Vasudeva para Yoga, Vasudeva para Kriya, Vasudeva param Jnanam, Vasudeva param Tapah, Vasudeva paro Dharmo, Vasudeva parangatihi. The goal of all Vedic mantras, the ritualistic activities, spiritual practices, sacrifices, cultivation of knowledge, jnana, performance of duties, is to help the Jivatma reach the divine fate of Supreme Lord Krishna. However, just as a medicine pill is often sugar-coated to make it more palatable, similarly, to attract materially minded people, the Vedas also give material allurements. The underlying motive is to help the soul gradually get detached from the world and attached to Krishna. Thus, one who is attaching the mind to Krishna is automatically fulfilling the purpose of all the Vedic mantras. Krishna advises Uddhava in the Bhagavatam also in a similar way, 11.11.32. The Vedas prescribe varieties of social and ritualistic duties for individuals, but those who grasp their underlying motive and rejecting all intermediate instructions wholeheartedly fulfill their duty toward me, I consider them to be the highest devotees. In short, all the benefits that you get by doing all the rituals in the Vedas are easily served by Krishna Bhakti. Krishna consciousness is the key to self-realization and moksha, nirvana.